most difficult, uncertain, and probably the most chaotic times in your life, where will you turn your focus to? There's a story about a black dot that I want to share with you today. You see, one day a college professor entered his classroom and he told his students to prepare for a special quiz. Confused by the professor's statement, the students sat at their desks with great anticipation, wondering what would be on this quiz. The professor walked around the classroom and he handed out the exam papers with the text facing down. Once he had handed them all out, he turned to the students and he told them to turn over their papers. To everyone's surprise, there were no questions on the paper, just a black dot in the middle of the page. The professor, seeing the expressions on the students' faces, told them the following instructions. I want you to write on what you see there. The students, though confused, got started on the strange task. At the end of the class, the professor collected all of the papers and he started reading through each of them out loud. Just as the professor expected, all of the students without exception defined the black dot, trying to explain its position in the center of the sheet. After all the submissions had been read aloud and the classroom was silent, the professor then started to explain. I'm not going to grade you on this, he said. I just wanted to give you something to think about. He proceeded on to say that no one wrote about the white part of the paper. Everyone simply focused on the black dot. The same thing often occurs in our lives, he said. Many times we insist on focusing only on the black dots, the challenges we face, the distractions which may arise, the setbacks which may come our way, or the disappointments we face. But you see, the black dots are often small compared to everything else in our lives. Unfortunately, however, those are the things which we choose to focus on. May I propose to you today to take your eyes off of the black dots that may appear in your life and instead choose to focus only on the blessings and the opportunities that have been made available to you. You see, there's this guy by the name of Ed Milet that I love to listen to, and he often says these words: challenges in life do not happen to you, rather they happen for you. In other words, there's always an opportunity which arises with each difficulty. The question, however, is, will you keep focused on the black dots, or will you look for the hidden treasure called a blessing? In life, we will encounter many difficulties, whether it is the death of a loved one, the separation of parents, whether it is we weren't successful in receiving a particular job opportunity, whether it is the doctor told you the words that we are sorry to inform you, but there's nothing more that we can do. Whether it is when you look into the mirror, you hear all of the voices repeating in your mind, you can't do this, you aren't good enough, or you aren't smart enough. There will always be challenges present in our lives, and that's just the way life goes. In my own life as well, I had my own share of challenges. My biological father chose to be absent from my life, and that left me with feelings of brokenness and rejection on the inside. I was bullied, I struggled with addictions, and I struggled knowing my worth and my identity when I was younger. At some points I even tried to change myself so I could fit in with others. At the time I was just a young boy trying to understand how to navigate all of these difficulties or all of these black dots that came my way. But then eventually I chose to redirect my focus from the problems, from the black dots that came in my life, and and instead I made a decision to shift my focus and fix my focus not on my problems but on God and all that He made available to me. And I want to remind you that God will be with you even in those most difficult seasons of your life. No matter how difficult life gets, do not focus on the black dots. Instead, fix your focus on God. Isaiah 43 verses 1 to 2 tells us these words. Thus says the Lord that created thee, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by your name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walk through the fire, you will not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am the Lord your God. My friends, don't you dare forget who your Creator is. Do not focus solely on the problems in your life. Choose rather to focus on how big your God is and the blessings in the midst of every crisis. Because whatever you focus on will always magnify and multiply itself in your life. That's why even in the book of Joshua, God said these words to him, be strong and of a good courage. The only question I want to ask you today is this. In the most difficult, uncertain, and probably the most chaotic times in your life, where will you turn your focus to? When you fix your focus, you will win the victory over life's challenges.